Oh, hello, Hans.
Come over here and face me, you little pig.
Are you trying to act threatening? My men will butcher you.
Really? Because my men are closer to your capital and are thousands of kilometers ahead. You know if you lose this battle, you lose the war.
You will do nothing.
Then come over here and talk to me. Our men far behind both of us. We'll talk this out.
In other words, you are now regretting this and will bend a knee to me.
Sure, just come over here and talk to me. You're about to get obliterated and you know it.
You do not know my secret weapon.
There is no secret weapon. My spies confirmed it. Remember when your army was 60,000 men? The biggest in the continent. Now it's only 35,000.
I may have little, but you know little. I grew up with the greatest wisdoms and texts of the homeland, while you grew up hunting boars with a sharpened stick.
Looks like someone learned geometry. You got so consumed in your own ego, you think you can win.
You hunt boars for a living. My men hunt rats. Charge!
Let's do this! Ah!
Retreat! The king is dead! The king is dead! The king is dead!
After the fall of the First Dwarnish Empire, every high-ranking official, leader, or general was executed by dervish officers. Meanwhile, the territory of the Dwarnish Empire was estimated to have been split to a third of its former glory. It lost the island of Insulam in the Northern Sea, and its border got pushed back from the Derf Republic all the way back to the city-state of Noland. Then Dwarn went from a strong monarch state to a republic, attempting to distance and reform itself from its past. Then came the collapse of the vast Derf Empire, in which the Dwarnish Empire led a coalition which consisted of every other country on the continent to push the Derf out forever. After its collapse and the negotiations, many states were developed, and Dwarn's borders were once again pushed back to where they started. The leader of Dwarn at the time took particular interest in the new vast nation of Venistan, which came from the ruins of the Derf Empire. The two nations formed a military alliance, but both had a long way before they achieved power. Then in came the Kyrgyzgovians, who came from the Far East and established the largest empire of the continent for the next few hundred years. Together, they established a three-part alliance which later took in the Nolandic Empire, a struggling empire which needed protection. After building up its army and defense plans with Venistan, Noland, and Kyrgyzgov, the Dwarnish seemed to finally stabilize. They were then hit with an economic crisis that would last decades and would devour the populations. Crime devoured the country as well, and while the rest of the continent was prospering and growing, Dwarn seemed to be collapsing in on itself. Surely, there was no hope for Dwarn.
Several decades ago, our empire was the greatest in the known world. The Dwarnish flag represented power and culture. Our capital in the center of the continent. Now, we've been driven to our knees with economic instability, poverty, and crime. The Dwarnish army used to be undoubtedly the most powerful. Now, we've fallen behind to third strongest army, our ally Kyrgyzgov in second place, and Afghanistan in first. We've been noticeably attacked by the international community, particularly the powers of the Federland and the DURF Republic. But I see a bright future on the horizon. I know most of your former leaders have failed you, but if you elect me, I know things truly will change. Past leaders speak of change, but they're never able to accomplish such. I, however, will. Right here, right now. We must acknowledge the importance of our colonies in the center of the continent, for they are the only way that we shall once again dominate. We invade Iro. We pin our enemies against each other on the continent like rats fighting for food. With everyone fighting each other, DURF and the Fernland will be unable to stop our expansion. Meanwhile, I will be building new banks all across the country. And I will personally visit factories to make sure production is on point. We must also acknowledge the importance of our allies, Afghanistan, Kyrgyzgov, Noland, all of which are crucial to the plan. With their help, we will divide up all of the countries, and it'll be only us and our allies in the end. As for us, we will have the most, and the people will once again see Dwarn for what it truly is meant to be. We will rise from the third strongest empire to the first. Everyone will remember our names in history as we are the founders of this great empire. The sun will never set on us, as even we pass our own limits. If you elect me, we'll be unstoppable. If the military cooperates with my plan, we can truly never be beat. Rise with me, people, for the Republic, for Dwarn!
Sloan, to what do I owe the pleasure?
Let's talk conquest.
I like the sound of that.
Name a nation, if you will, that's secluded from the rest of Centralis' main control.
Iro.
Now name a country for me, if you will. One that is militarily weak.
Iro.
Now name me a country that we both border in some way.
Iro.
You're a smart man. I think you know where this is going.
We invade Iro.
And split the land?
$50-50.
I hope the damn doors really pull through with these.
Hey, it's Kyrgyzgov!
Why are you here? We do not need assistance.
We come from the east.
What?
We captured the capital of Iro, about 20 miles back.
Wait a minute. Are you telling me we have already split the country?
It would seem so.
My God. Victory is at hand. This is a beautiful day for both our empires.
Gentlemen, it seems like we've succeeded in our invasion.
Men, we have done it. Iro is ours. We have won the war. For glory. For Dwarn. For the Atkinson dynasty!
Let's talk.
Do you really think you're in a position to talk?
Me and Martinov are in the best place to negotiate now. We are victorious.
Oh, are you now? That's great to hear. It's great that you think that, at least.
We own Iro now. Why is that little weasel here?
Because the land that you stole belongs to him and his republic.
You and the rest of Centralis are pathetic.
At least we don't stomp on smaller countries.
Your weak alliance does not extend into the jungles of the south. If you examine your own treaty, made by your own members, in your own group, you would notice that Iro is not directly placed under your protection, under the orders of the president himself.
Why are we sitting here behaving as if there's been a restriction on warfare? Since when has it become a war crime to have war itself? We never signed a treaty of international peace, nothing like that. What is this?
Thank you, Noland.
I have a name.
Alright. The empires are talking.
Let's take this to a vote. Everyone except Sloan and Martinov must vote if they want to remove troops from Iro immediately. I vote in favor.
I vote in favor.
Carlton votes in favor.
I'm obviously in favor.
I am very opposed to this resolution and am not in favor.
Let's look at the situation this way. If the state of Iro is unable to defend itself from its own neighbors, does it even deserve to exist? I mean, I don't think anyone at this table can make it a mile into Iro would they attempt to reconquer it.
Thank you, Lupin.
I vote against this policy.
So that's a 4-2. It's official. The state of Dworn and Kyrgyzstan will pull out of the state of Iro and reinstate its government and ruler.
Make us.
Excuse me?
Make us leave.
Don't make us do this.
You know you can't.
Come on, Sloan.
Alright,
What?
What?
we'll evacuate the nation.
Thank you so much, Atkinson.
We're concluding this meeting right here and right now. I need to talk with Noah and Ivan in private.
We're satisfied.
What the hell was that? I always knew you were weak.
Calm down. I only said that so I can orchestrate my plan. Thank God.
Alright, then what's the plan?
I'll do all the negotiating. At best, I can give us 2 years. We'll say we're leaving the country when actually we're not. I'll convince Carleton to bend the knee. Then, I'll have her invade Fredland's mainland territory. With Fredland cut off from the mainland, the Centralis Pact will be burning within itself.
Let's do this.
For Pactum? For Pactum.
What do I owe the pleasure?
I have a proposition, if I may.
You may.
The Federland seems to hold a strong grip over you, and all of Centralis too. You share a border with one of his mainland territories. He's always making decisions on your behalf.
And?
Why do you let a king from an irrelevant island in the north make all of your decisions? After all, you and your people are more relevant than you're given credit for.
And what do you propose? How much?
350 Dwarnish dollars. 200,000 Carltonian coins.
I would do anything for that.
Well, this is mutually beneficial for you, because all I want you to do is invade the Fredland's mainland territory, Althon. Cut them off from all northern trade. Break off with Centralis, and all this could be yours.
Agreed.
Attention!
Carlton, state your business. Everybody's hands in the air!
Gather round, you lively lot! Gather round. I don't know who sent you sad lot here, but you're under my command now. You answer from me. Is that understood?
Yes, sir! I am General Thorin, leader of the Kyrgyzkovian army. Welcome to my camp. Yo! Looks like you haven't seen the outside of Boro's walls in 10 years. Am I right, son?
Yes, sir.
What is your name, son?
Dimitri Farthing, sir.
What is your name, son?
Dimitri Farthing, sir!
This camp is gonna tear you a new asshole!
Yes, sir.
And you little shit stain, I could use you as a stepping stool!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna break your heart! I'm gonna break your spine! I'm gonna break your soul! Ah! 1, 2, 3, 4, punch harder! 5, pick yourself up, boy! Shoot! 45! 46! Jesus! Mary, Mother of God! If you fuck that up one more time, I'm gonna make you the target! Ah!
Attack! Fight for your country! Fight for your country! Ah! Who do you love?
Ivan Martinov.
Who do you love?
Ivan Martinov.
Who do you swear your allegiance to?
Ivan Martinov.
47! 48! 49! 50! How about if you lost? Do you know what this is?
No, sir.
Well, you're gonna learn what it is, and you're gonna learn to love it. Ah! There we go, cowpoke. Looking better now. Well, I'll be damned. I guess you could hunt a rabbit or two by now.
Are you here for conscription?
Yeah, where do I sign?
Sign this.
All right, Matthew. You can do this. You can fight a war. Anyone can. You're doing this for your family. That's all it is. Just for the money.
So you thought it was smart to invade my territory on the continent?
I did what was in the best interest of my country. You only saw me as a buffer between you and Venistan. Now I'm fighting back.
Don't try to weasel your way out of this one. Who bribed you? Venistan? Kyrgyzgov? Sloan?
Mr. Atkinson convinced me to join Pactum.
How could you do this?
So I have to deal with the largest empire this continent has ever seen. A massive militaristic superpower in the center of this continent. And that lying weasel bastard Sloan Atkinson! Now I have to deal with you.
You forgot about Nolan.
On purpose.
You have failed us both, and now we must invade the mainland.
You know you can't do anything. You know you'll never do anything.
God damn it! Get the hell out of here! Leon, Sloan has mobilized troops on my border.
Damn you, Sloan. You're destroying this continent.
So what are you doing out here on the border?
We, as Dornish people, will go as we please!
My lord, you people are delusional. Get out of here before I have to call in the Imperial Army.
Oh no, not the Imperial Army!
Men!
You don't want war!
Don't test me!
Leave no survivors! Ah!
Madam President, what is this?
I have a plan. The Kaiser plan.
What?
I'm going to invade Nolan's Central Territory, Dwarnish Hearth, and the southern farmlands of Dwarn. You will land in 2 northern port cities in Dwarn, 1 port city in Carlton, 1 in Venistan, and seize Stephanos Bay.
Very interesting. And why is it called the Kaiser Plan?
Because I'm going to form the Holy Derf Empire and rule as the Kaiser of it.
So you're ending the Derp Republic?
Indeed, sir.
I like that plan. When do we start?
The second I return home.
How goes the plan?
Carlton has successfully invaded Althon, and now we need to introduce the next step.
Which is?
Now that the Carlton army is occupied in Althon, their capital is wide open for your troops. Now you must take part in the war.
Understood.
Mr. Atkinson, the President of the Derf Republic has declared herself Kaiser of the Holy Derf Empire.
God damn it!
Mr. Marnov,
Yes.
the President of Derf declared herself Kaiser of the new Holy Derf Empire. In response, Sloan Atkinson has declared himself dictator of Dwarn. He has now seized the army and banks. He now calls upon us for war.
Tell him we will send the Imperial Army immediately.
Yes, sir.
Sloan, you bastard! What have you done this time?
Private all day. Get up.
What you fight for?
Money. That's all I fight for. Paycheck for my family.
Amen.
I fight because I hate myself.
Oh, come on. What do you want about now, Dallas?
For real. Dorn ain't done nothing for me. I don't owe them nothing, but I still give them shit.
The Dornish army saved me. I was in prison for a couple years. Atkinson turned my life around.
I need the money. I have a wife and a son. I could just get another job, but I need the money now.
Why do you even live in Dwarn anyways?
There ain't no place better. Plus, I'd rather live here than the forced conscription state of Venistan or the dictatorship of Kyrgyzgov. Man, I'd hate for my son to serve in the army.
You're crazy.
Or he's the most sane one here.
I got family here. I couldn't leave now. Centralis is falling apart. Plus, no other country in Dorn's alliance is stable enough for an average family to live in.
Sure. You just can't see it. Dwarn is the best country. No beating it.
Just because it's the best country in the continent doesn't mean it's a good country.
Thank you.
Well, at least... Get down! For Dwarn!
General, I forgot my gas mask. Retreat!
I'm sorry. What about Dallas? He's dead. Forget about him. I'm sorry, buddy. Great job, men. Pactum has seized the continent, just as expected. Afghanistan has just crossed into Carltonian territory, a sure victory. Our last remaining threats are the Holy Durf Empire and the Fernland. Noah, what's the report?
We have stopped their few defenses in the east, and their capital is within 50 miles. Their nation will fall within days. That's what my high command predicts.
Very good. Ivan, what about you?
My navy is as strong as it's ever been. I've taken the islands to the far east with my naval behemoth. I have a buildup of soldiers and ships in Stephanos and Nab Bay and on the border of Iro and Durf.
Excellent. Lupin?
Cotton production is up by 13%. However, we have lost many of our southern grain farms to the Holy Durf Empire. Speaking of which, we have essentially halted their attack on the Magnus River. It seems we may be pushing them back soon.
This is all great news. It seems like we'll all be complete with our tasks soon. Me and Lupin, the Dwarnish and the Nolandic soldiers, will push the Durf back into their heartland, while the Kyrgyzgavians will assist in the Vanistani fleet, navigating to the island of the Fernland. I deem this meeting adjourned.
Look, I know you're all scared of that bastard. We can't let him push us around. Go along with his little plan. Do as he says for now. Crush the Durf Empire, invade the Fernland, and finish off Carlton. But when the time comes, when his guard is down, we strike at the heart of his empire, together.
But why are you saying this?
The man's terrified. His power's threatened for a fraction of a second, and he completely obliterated the democracy of Dwarn, turned it into a dictatorship. We can abuse this weakness, this paranoia, to our advantage.
What's even in this for us?
Think about it. You won't be a puppet anymore. Let's face it, in this war, whoever Dwarn sides with, you have to side with. And that's not your fault. It's just that he surrounds your holy city and could burn it down in a second. So don't try anything at all until we give you the signal.
Where are you now? The Holy Durf Empire has failed. I read a few years ago that a Durf reporter from your country said that Dwarn would have failed. But now here I am, with the second largest military on the continent. Iro is dead. Carlton betrayed you and was then annexed by Vanistan. And your Kaiser plan has failed, because the Fernland has not allocated enough resources to your efforts. My soldiers now reside in your capital, while mine is hundreds of miles away. What do you have to say now?
Your empire is frail. You're powerful, Mr. Atkinson. I'll grant you that. Yet ask yourself this. What happens when your empire falls? What happens when you die? I'm looking into your eyes right now. You're old and weak, just like your empire. The days of Dwarn ended a long while ago, and yet here you are clasping onto a bygone era.
You can't seem to understand who you're talking to right now. The Sudstadt is in ruin. Do you know what I've done? What I'm capable of? I'm in control of this continent. The difference between you and me is that I have influence. You know what would happen if I said right here, right now, the Fernland should be burned? My people would sail over to that measly island and have it up in flames within hours. If Benistan had betrayed me, then Noah and his cabinet would cease to exist. If Noland went against me, then that city would be flattened by the next day. And if I said so, you would drop dead. A bullet in your head. Now I must ask you again because you can't seem to realize the severity of your situation. I am the master of this continent. What are your last words?
I pray your latter days are as prosperous as your former. Death to tyrants!
Men! We made it! We navigated the Northern Ocean, and now here we are, on the island of the Fernland.
Call that a navigation? Lucas, halfway through we got into a storm. It's a miracle we're even here. And when is our next supply dispatchment? 2 months is what they said.
You sorry fool! We are the Venestani. Our might, coupled with our divine right, will lead us to conquer the entire continent. We shall not falter, we shall not miss a shot, we shall not stumble on our trek to the capital. We will take this continent, and we will take it victoriously.
You're completely delusional, Lucas.
I can't wait for this war to be over. No matter who wins, the fighting needs to stop.
Pointless banter will get us nowhere. Come then, our holy task is at hand. Up, on your feet, come on your feet, man, we must move.
So, Sloan, considering that the war in the Fernland was your idea, and it is bleeding my resources dry, I was wondering if you could lend me a hand?
Yes, Mr. Atkinson?
Noah, it appears that Finn is gracious enough to offer you his vast colonial territory for its rich farmland and resources. This is correct, Lupin.
Yes, of course, Mr. Atkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Atkinson, and thank you, Finn.
Noah, I find it questionable that you are the one calling out for help. But it was also you that cut your medical spending. And what about your military budget? Devoured in a notable deficit. All the while, me and Ivan have been efficient with our spending. Thanks to my son, Alexander, and his intelligent financial workers.
Yes, of course, Mr. Atkinson. I've been working on remedying this problem.
My cotton production has been down. Normally, I would request for a surplus in trade with Noland, but it seems like he's failed me time and time again. Lupin, would you be so gracious as to allow me to seize the island of Kor for the foreseeable future?
Agreed, of course.
And it is done. I see a bright future ahead for the three of us.
To our future, to our great alliance.
Guards! Guards!
Well, here we are. It's been so long since we last spoke. Unfortunately, your sister could not be here.
Dad, have I done well with my job?
Sure. Now, Cyrus, how's your training been going?
Amazing, sir. I am confident I'm going to be able to lead a force in the battle soon.
Maybe you can help your sister Boudica in subjecting the South. How are the prisoners?
We did as you commanded and killed the DURF prisoners of war.
Great. Tiberius told me they plan to escape.
How is Tiberius?
Sir? I haven't spoken to him in a short while, but he did destroy the Holy DURF Empire as I had commanded. I'm sorry, I must go. I'll return soon. Apparently my route to the south got redirected because an assassination plot had been discovered.
My father was a great man. Ever since I was young, he was always interested in politics. My father never jumped the gun. He planned through all my youth how he would become president, and I wouldn't be able to sleep because all I could hear was my father practicing his speech in the room next to me. We didn't have much back then, and the walls were very thin. My father brought this continent to its knees and forged powerful alliances. He will be remembered as an intelligent, brutal, fair, firm, and strong conqueror, and a great father who raised me, my sister, and my brother to be great adults.
There's nothing more to say about the man, other than I will miss him forever.
My father taught me well. He taught me how to shoot straight. He taught me how to command. He taught me not only just to be a boss, but a leader. Someone who takes control in tough times. When I was ready, he took use of my full potential and sent me down to the south. I am regretful that I could not be with him at his last dinner.
Most about my father has already been said, but he certainly will be missed by the people he fought so harshly for. May he rest forever in peace.
Well, here we are. Father's unfortunately passed, so we'll have to move along.
What will happen? What are we gonna do now?
Well, I will be taking over as ruler of the Dornish realm. This includes all territories formerly and currently possessed by the Dornish Republic. Boudica, you will keep the Durf territory subjugated, as I see no end to the rebellions there.
Yes, brother.
And Alexander, you will be taking over as Secretary of Foreign Affairs. You will begin training for military command, and you will also manage the economics.
Understood.
Well, I must be going now. I need to give my address to the people of the capital. They are very distraught.
Good luck, brother.
We will see you.
I understand you are all likely terrified right now. But I guarantee you, you are in great hands. I am the student of Mr. Atkinson. Everything he knows, I know. And I would like to preserve my dynasty, so I finalized all the paperwork. I am your emperor. I've also begun drawing up plans to divide the nation into subsections, each ruled by different governors, each with their own militaries. What this will have created is a more decentralized, yet more prosperous and unified nation. And I have one final announcement. It is a shame. Our ally to the east, Kyrgyzkov, will be destroyed. Me and Acker have had discussions about this for a while. We will be invading within the month. We will divide the nation down the center. The Venestani will obtain the southern rich southlands, and we will obtain the vast industrial north. I know you are all probably very baffled at this news. Why would I do this? Well, to be honest, Ivan has been plotting against us since the beginning. To war!
The Venestani have agreed to hold up their end of the bargain, and they've sent troops to the south already. Word is they've already steamrolled a few cities. The Nolandic are also holding up their end of the deal.
Affirmative. Major General Wilhelm Tiberius has overseen a successful march into Kyrgyzstan thus far, and his frontline soldiers are expected to take Murad Hill next week. What are the estimates of the Emperor Cyrus's high command?
High Command projects that the Kyrgyzskovians will capitulate by the winter.
Move, move, move! Charge!
It is really dangerous out there.
You think I don't know that?
Why are you so bitter all the time?
I got drafted to fight in a war I don't believe in. Every day I get shot at. All I hear is the sound of ringing gunfire.
That doesn't mean you have to be rude about it.
Why do you care so much?
You think I like this war? I got drafted too, and I hate every second that I'm away from home.
Just leave me alone. Letters from the front lines.
Arts? Arts? Where am I? Arts?
You're in the Federland's best hospital.
So I'm in good hands.
Well, you've suffered many broken bones, major burns, and a concussion.
I don't feel much.
Well, because for the most part we fixed you, but we do have some bad news.
What is it?
Due to unfortunate strains on the Venestani military and government, we can't pay your medical bills. You have to pay them yourself.
I don't have that money.
It's just how it is these days. Times are tough.
Wait, I don't, wait, Arts! I never asked to be healed.
Letter from Matthew Aldea.
Matthew, my beloved, I know it may not be best to inform you of this at such a time, but it's important. I've received no word back from young Ben since he's been deployed, and now our eldest, Blake, has enlisted. I cannot bear to see them both gone from the home. Matthew, I need you. We need you. Our little girl has taken up a job to support the family. Please write back to me soon. I miss you. We miss you. I just want to see my sons again. Alice.
Drive it all day. Get up.
Get down! He's gone! Look at him out there!
Men, proceed.
I didn't see anything.
Credentials?
I was recently dispatched from the 1st Army in Kyrgyzstan after receiving permission from Head General of Army Tiberius. I was one of 4 men to carry Sloan Atkinson's casket.
So what is your name?
Matthew Aldea.
You're correct. General Tiberius, we've taken most of the north side of the city. What are we to do?
Burn the city. Kill them all.
We have won in Kyrgyzstan! We have destroyed them. We have crushed them militarily and economically. Just a few weeks ago, the Dwarnish flag raised over the capital. This is our moment. This is the Dwarnish Empire.
It's okay. No! You bastard! We'll pay for your crime for this Dwarnish!
How far will this get me?
Far enough.
Where are you going?
Capital of Dwarn.
Good.
You're in the 14th Division?
Yeah.
I got a question. How loyal are you to the Republic?
I don't know the Republic nothing.
It's like the forces. Me and the President, we got some personal problems to settle.
Why?
His policies made me broke. I have nothing but blood on my hands. His actions scream pain and suffering. There is nothing. I realized this as I lay in pain in a bed in the Fernland.
Damn. That is quite shocking. I thought the army was brainwashed.
We are. They are. Most of them didn't get hurt. The ones who did realized what we were doing with our holy conquests. I'm gonna bring peace and unity to this world. I'm gonna end this suffering.
So you're going to speak to him?
Sure. Speak to him.
As you all know, all my family has passed away. My father died from choking. My mother passed away a few weeks ago. My brother was assassinated very unfortunately. My sister was kidnapped. and when their demands weren't met, they cut off her head and put it on a pike and marched it through the Sudstadt. Venistan, and specifically Noah Aker II, have displayed a clear weakness and inefficiency as their southern Kyrgyzgovian territories are in rebellion. We are losing grip over the Far East. Same with Kor. It is a shame, but the idea of this empire has always had its flaws. It may come as a shock to you, but unfortunately, this is simply the state of the union. I am not a dictator. I am not an emperor. I am your president. I have declared such. In about 2 years, the votes will come up, and many of you will decide whether or not you still stand for the Atkinson dynasty. I am doing what I can for this empire, but please understand that it is very difficult to keep under control. I fear the sunsets of the Second Dwarnish Empire. I am fighting like hell to preserve it, so stay strong, my people. I must now go figure a way to keep this country afloat. Thank you very much.
Citizens of the great nation of Venistan, gather round, gather round. To answer my critics, the Venistani state is strong. I am sick of the so-called weakness of the Venistani state. I'm now declaring myself Supreme Sovereign of Venistan!
The tyrants! Why did you kill Cyrus Atkinson?
Cyrus, Sloan, Alexander, they never did anything for me. Their policies tore my family apart. And they killed both my sons.
Why did you lie on the information you used to get hired?
No. I fought for the empire in the Sudstadt and the industrial cities in Kyrgyzgov.
Really? You really think you're in the right here?
Let me ask you this. How many dead men's eyes do you have to look into before you lose faith in your empire, Augustus?
The Far East falls first. Kyrgyzgov slowly begins to rebuild itself. Tiberius founds his own government in the region in the north, as Alexander gives the official order to evacuate all of the east. The Venistani lose their grip over the south of Kyrgyzgov, as rebellions spark up. The Nolandic in the central continent and the Nolandic on the island of Kor rebel next, and the former regions of Noland form many loose nations. Venistan loses the Fernland, and Dworn loses Iro. Dworn then evacuates the south. The last lands lost are the lands Venistan first took from Althon and Carleton. The two form New Bern. To many of you, it seems like the sun has set in the horizon, that there is nothing left for you, that we are entering a dark age just like last time. To those who believe that, you may want to rethink your policies. The military is beginning to regrow in numbers after leaving distant territories. The economy has barely fallen during this supposed period of collapse. I see this as the sunrise of a much stronger empire. However, we do not need large sums of pointless land to prove we truly rule the world. We need to rebuild the continent. And if it ever needs us again, we would be happy to reclaim lost lands. We must become an economic power. Right now is not the time to look down at the ground. It is time to look off to the distance, at our future. Right now, we have a vast nation. Venistan and Noland are still our allies, and they still stand strong. We can repair alliances with countries we had previously invaded. Someday the sun will rise on us, and no other nation will be able to take us down. We will have truly ascended to the point that my father had spoke to you of. Now is our great moment. Now is our glory. Now is time to display the Dwarnish pride my family had spoken of. We will fight for freedom, for the people, for our history and our culture. The world will truly be ours. Let us forget about the past and found a new future. Pave a new road. Support new trails. We don't need to be a military power to prove we are the strongest. We don't need to be a military power to show we are the best. I can guarantee that if you elect me again, I will fight for all citizens out there. No one will be forgotten. I will even care for those outside of my empire. And my state will bring peace to the world.